So before we get to the hot takes, the Florida State baseball coach was fired this week. And Jason, you believe that just kind of gives indication as to the pressure that could be on one Mike Norvell this year. And I got to say, before we cut you loose here, what is going to be potentially the most fascinating episode of our 3-year run is going to be at the conclusion of this football season, when we have that final record and we get Jason's reaction to the job Mike Norvell has done in 2022. That I'm going to be fascinated to see.
I mean, I don't think we're going to have a losing record. I've already said he's going to be better this season than the last two because he can't get much worse. But focusing on how this is going to impact, I think, and we've talked about this a little bit, it's been talked about amongst the different Florida State websites. I think that firing Mike Martin Jr., a man who was the namesake of the man whose name is on the field, who coached the baseball team for 40 years, winning his coach in college baseball, and he gets fired after 3 seasons, 2 in a pandemic year. First of all, I don't think Mike Martin Jr. should have ever been hired. I think it should have been either Mike Bell or Link Jarrett from the beginning, but we won't go there. I think it's a clear indication that Mike Alford, the new athletic director, isn't playing around. And I think it's something that you look at not just because of the fact that Mike Norvell is 8-13 in his first 2 seasons, but also what happens at the end of this year. We have to stop paying the buyout for Willie Taggart. So that frees up a lot of money to where if there is another bad season, as much as I don't want to get into the same cycle of firing coaches and paying buyouts, it becomes more logical that you could end up buying out Mike Norvell if there's another 6-6 or worse season. Do I think Florida State will be that bad? No. I think Florida State will be better than 6-6 this upcoming season. I think Mike Norvell will keep his spot in Tallahassee. But I just feel like, and Logan, you could touch on it because you're up in Tallahassee. You've been around the program more. I just feel like that, like I said, Mike Alford is showing. We've already replaced our national championship soccer coach who resigned because reportedly those two couldn't get along. Sue Seminoles, our longtime women's basketball coach, is gone. Our men's basketball coach, I love Leonard Hamilton, but God knows how much longer he's going to be around. It seems like there's a lot of changes. So do you think there's a little bit more pressure on Mike to win now this upcoming season?
Yeah, 110%. And definitely if you're looking at what they're wanting to do with the program and the football program, I think Alford definitely, he and Mike Norvell have really close ties here. And that's something, I think the relationship is really close. And they're pushing a lot of money over there to that football program. They're putting a lot more focus, more of maybe not putting so much more focus, but stuff that should have been happening for multiple years now. Florida State didn't have a, true head-on athletic director with Coburn, in my opinion. And that's understandable. That's what Florida State had to do. I don't know if that was financially and putting him in that position, but that wasn't his main, talent or his main focus towards, maybe developing some of these programs. But, you're seeing now a focus for Alford, Florida State's AD, to go in and start giving a lot of more attention now on the football program. You've already revamped since now really a year or so, revamped since he being now the athletic director, made a whole new locker room. That quickly. And, that's something that's just going to kind of be, stationary for a little while until Florida State is able to break ground, which they're hoping to do later on this fall for the football-only facility and get that going and break ground. But Florida State has got to come away with some wins, and that's all up to Mike Norvell. And, he's put on definitely a pretty hot seat. I think their relationship is really, really good because both of them are working together on trying to find the best abilities to make this program get better. And, Florida State's football team brings in by far the most money. That is with any program in college football. And you're seeing, Florida State able to add on a lot of these. They have a whole new staff now that's off field. And, that's something that we hadn't seen before. But now Alford is making budget changes, allowing money, allocating money to now where he can build a staff on the outside to be like some of these teams in the SEC or in the ACC like Clemson, or you go to the SEC with Alabama, what Nick Saban does. You're adding in general managers, and what do those people do? Why are we paying them this amount. Like, why are we giving them a salary every year? What are they doing? But, it's to continue to help in the transfer portal for recruiting, get better, just to stay with the times. And, adding a lot of these off-field hires is something that Alfred has given Mike Norvell because he believes in this coach. Now it's time. Now it's time to come away with wins, and you got to go past the bowl game. It's got to be a 7-win minimum season, in my opinion, for him to kind of feel better. Because Alfred's doesn't like to play games. We've seen that. So,
and I love that our fans here are very confident. I've seen 9-3, 8-4. John White already has a winning ACC Coach of the Year. So why are we even playing the season, guys? Let's just go with what our fans are saying here. We've got this. 12-0, national champs. We're going to be,
Hey, positivity, though. We like positivity.
Absolutely.
I always find it interesting when people are predicting the bowl game already, not knowing the matchup, of course. Predicting the bowl game.
We'll go to the Citrus Bowl or something like that.
Well, not predicting where the bowl game's going to be played, but already predicting a win or loss in a bowl game where we don't know the opponent.
Logan has us going 15-0, so I mean,
yeah. Whoa! What the hell? I have not said that.
Logan said that.
I am not drinking. I don't have a drink on me right now, y'all. I'm about to after this, but I don't have a drink on me.
If you had said that, that would have been a hot take.
Yeah, no, that would definitely been a friggin' hot take. That would have been one of the biggest ones I've probably ever said.